Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogion Monster here. Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF as I like to call it. Hope everybody's having a great night and a great week. Uh, so far, my week's been pretty good. We had a good show on Tuesday night. That was fun. What else did we do? Eh, I've been just hanging out around the house, trying to stay away from the water. Um, if you guys watched Sawdust Beast, just this past show, the guy talked about the red tide. Yeah, we've been getting that around here in some of the canals, and what it is a toxic algae, and it's from fertilizers and stuff, and this algae it blooms and it dies and it becomes toxic, and it can affect people. The respiratory they get distressed. Um, so yeah, like the last week. I was fishing a lot, and I was just some days I'd wake up and feel like I smoked too much the night before. I probably did, but just that tightness. So I was like, I'm gonna stay away from the water for a little while and see how I feel. Because guy I was supposed to go kayaking with, he got sick. Um, that's why we didn't end up going kayaking. Um, yeah, what's up, chat? I'm sorry. I'm sitting here fucking babbling, and you guys are like, we're over here. We're over here. Mr. Lee, what's up? Mark Dodman, g'day. Bobby Ounce, how are you? Hey, Joe. Squatching Cowboy. Blue Eyed Northern. How are you, Blue? Ruth. And who else? Sandra, I'm sorry to hear, yeah, you got the vid. Um, but keep fighting. Okay, fight that fight. It's a good fight. You'll be all right. Um, sorry to hear that. Prayers. Tracy, hello. Ida, how are you? Dude, can't even speak. How are you, Ida? Oh, excuse me. Hey, Murray. Papa Craig, what's going on? Patrick Vaughn. Seven Pearls, how are you? Seven Pearls, thanks for the heads up this morning about that earthquake in Alaska. Because yeah, as soon as you told me, I text Iron Dog and it was like, "You guys okay?" And they're fine. It was way south of them. So, but yeah, that's a big quake. 8.2, 8.4. What's up, Uncle Bones? Good to see you. Yeah, my problem is when I go fishing, I don't know when to say when. Like if I have bait, I'll stay until it's gone. And it's funny because down there, people rather when they leave, most people have live shrimp or live fish, they use for bait. And when they leave, they always end up giving it to people, giving it away. So I always end up with more bait. So if I have more bait, I'm going to stay much longer. Hey, Rex, what's happening, man? Karen, good to see you. Um, Hold on. What did I just see? Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. That earthquake was off the coast. Um, but yeah, I Emma, hello. How are you? Yeah, it was the first thing I did when I heard this morning. I was like, oh shit. But she's fine. BF Bud, what's happening? Pyromedic, good to see you. Oh, what was that? Fucking California slipped a little as well. May lose the whole chunk. Oh well. And Arizona will have some oceanfront property. It's terrible. Sorry. Flat Rock, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Hey, Lewis. Claude, you made it. You're not late. He said he was late like 3 times in the last show when he popped on. Oh yeah, you know what? Let me post the chat, the link in chat. Excuse me. I gotta admit, I'm kind of tired. Um, Last night, I had dinner and I laid down afterwards, but like crashed out. I don't even know what time it was, but I woke up at 1:30 wide awake. So I hung out. I went on D Sims had she was live at all hours of the morning, so went and hung out there for a little while. It's just like I probably didn't get back to sleep until 4 o'clock. All right, what's this? Seven Pearl's got the whole shit. She's got everything. Offshore evolutions, magnitude 8.2, 104 kilometers southeast of Perryville, Alaska, 2 kilometers depth. Well, thanks for that, Pearl. If anybody missed it. Hello, Sharon. Oh, yeah, so I still got to post this in chat, don't I? Johnny Half, what's going on? That's funny. Yeah, largest earthquake, U.S. quake since 65. It's true. Dave Stewart, what's up? Lockbeard, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Wonder Woman, how are you? You know what, Wonder Woman, that would not surprise me, because my subscriptions, like I should be so much further than I am, but I don't know what's going on. I watched my subscribers go up and down, up and down. They've been stuck in the same spot for months, it seems. Although viewership is up. It's weird. I went to analytics today, and this is what sucks. It said that in the past 28 days, I got six new subscribers. Yet my views are up 3,000 in the past 28 days. So that's just weird. So there's something up with maybe, YouTube is unsubscribing people or something's going on. So yeah, Wonder Woman, sorry, Kath, I don't know anything about that, but it would make sense, a little bit of sense. Who else? So yeah, guys, if anybody wants to pop on, come hang out. Bullshit, whatever. YouTube being Wonder Woman says I call bullshit on that. YouTube being a B. Oh. Yeah, I'm, they might, it says YouTube occasionally purges some subscribers, they say, to get rid of fake or bot accounts. I call bullshit. I don't think, I think I earned all mine except for that one room raid they did, and a lot of those people unsubscribed. That was like 200 in one night. It's just weird. I look at these other channels that we were like around the same and when we started out, and they're like way ahead, and I'm sucking wind. And I'm not complaining really. I'm just, well, I guess I am. I'm venting. It's just weird. But like I said, guys, it's not. I'm not in it for the money. I'm not. It's just, you know, it's quality. I'd rather have 100 of the best people in the world. You know, instead I have more than 100 of the best people in the world. Um, than all the people in the world. You know, I want quality, not quantity. I'm babbling. Smoke too much. um, hey, Remiel, good to see you. Bigfoot and on. Dark Side Hooligan, what's up, man? Been a while. Hey, Brandy. Once again, the link is in chat. Did that even show up? Oh, there it is. That was weird. It was like my own screen was delayed. So yeah, I was saying earlier, I just about fishing and staying away from the water. I want to see if it makes a difference, because like lately they've been giving beach warnings for the beaches to, as far as red tides go, to stay out of the area. So it wasn't where I was fishing, but still, I just don't want to deal with that. I like my health. Who else is here? So, Long Island Bigfoot, what's going on, man? Jen, J Cappy, good to see you. Sorry, I'm just like scrolling through to see who else is here. What do you mean, bud? It says Mogs on some channels. I cannot comment anymore. Wonder Woman, it says devices not connected. I see you back there, but you got to make sure everything is hooked up. Make sure your camera's plugged in, your microphone, everything's good to go. Because otherwise I can't bring you on. Why wouldn't you be able to comment? Did you get blocked for some reason? Mr. Lee 3PO? Like if you go on to, it happened to me. Like I went on to another channel and that person had me blocked for whatever reason. And I could see my comments, but no one else could. So I had to like get in touch with someone that was in chat. And I was like, hey, dude, do you see me in chat? No. So I screenshotted what I saw, and he screenshot what he saw, and we just swapped them, and you could see he was like, holy shit, dude, that's weird. I said, yeah, this person has me blocked from their channel. He's like, why? I said, I don't know. So I'm just saying, Mr. Lee, that might be what happened. You might be blocked, or you can see your comments, but no one else can. Because it's weird when you hop on and you say hello and no one says a word, and you're like, am I here? It's weird. What else? Yeah, Wonder Woman, I saw you pop up, but it wouldn't it said device is not connected, so something wasn't working right. But keep trying, please. Sharon guy. Bigfoot Rob blocked me the other day and I didn't even know it. He felt so bad. Well, that's what happened to me is I didn't know I was blocked. I was like, you know, why is nobody saying anything to me? Only question I got is why do you keep using my name on these streams? Oops, that's Jared. What's up, Jared? I don't use Mike on here at all. So I don't see the problem. Miss Dill, how are you, hon? Great to see you. Hey, Robin. So, Jared, what's going on, man? Wonder Woman, it says the same thing. Device is not connected. I really want you to come on, too. Tracy Banna says, I was permanently banned from YouTube. I couldn't comment or receive notifications. Yeah, I don't know. They can be really funny. I never really had a problem before, but being new, I don't know what problems there would be. People talk about being shadow banned and all this other stuff. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. What's up, Mike?
What is going on, man?
How you doing?
Oh, living the dream.
Right, where are you living it? Okay, you're gonna have to turn off YouTube. Or I'm gonna have to put on headphones. See if this helps. Oh, actually, I don't hear it. Good. Can you hear me all right? I can't hear you. Anybody know sign language? I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Sorry, I had the mic off.
There it is. Right on.
Nope. They're not going to connect. Some bitch.
Not working, huh?
No, apparently I cannot connect with Bluetooth on the stream, but yeah, every time you go live and you put that WTF in there, yeah. I get a little notification.
I'm getting an echo. Hold on. I should have done this. Let's try that.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Bitch, I can't hear you.
I'm getting an echo.
I'm gonna mute. Hold on.
Try not to hang myself here. Try again. Can you hear me?
Yep, got it now.
Okay.
I had to go into settings and change it over to the Bluetooth headset. It wouldn't switch by itself. So.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
So
But
every
every time you go live with the WTF, what are we going to talk about? Whatever you do, I get a notification. And I've been here and I listen to a lot of it. I mean, y'all do you, but I mean, I think y'all on drugs. I live up in the middle of North Dakota. I'm in the dead center of the continent. I farm about 12,000 some acres.
Oh, wow.
Never seen a Sasquatch. Never seen any other, whatever they are you guys talk about. Never seen it. So you can call me a disbeliever, yes. I've been here long enough to know that, you guys have terms for each one of us that don't believe about it. I can't see chat. I'm on my phone. I apologize. I'm out in the garage.
Oh, no worries, man. No, I'm glad you popped on.
So, but yeah, every single time you go live, I get a notification. I've actually, about 3 weeks ago, I just said fuck it and subscribed. I'm like, well, shit. I might as well know when the hell he's doing it too. But that doesn't even give me notifications. No, YouTube gives me notifications that my name was mentioned in the stream.
That's funny. Because I've seen you popped up before, in chat.
Oh, yeah. I've been here quite a few times. Because I thought it was just kind of a fluke at first. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. They used the WTF and the stream name and everything. And I thought it was kind of a fluke. No, I get them all the time. It's freaking nuts.
I don't know what to do for you.
No, ain't nothing you can do for me. I know that. I just wanted to come up and give a shit.
Oh, that's all good.
Oh, well, sorry.
So have you ever had any paranormal experiences? Ghosts?
Paranormal experiences. A grandpa used to put, my grandpa was a carpenter, used to put his carpenter tools on the couch. He'd be like, when we were gone, he used to rip all the cushions off of the couch, and then we'd come home, and there'd be a laid out set of carpenter tools across the couch where the cushions normally go. That's the length of my paranormal. So,
just curious,
Yeah, maybe, and my mom was a crackhead, so who knows?
Maybe it's a Sasquatch doing it.
I like the way you think.
How you doing, Patrick?
I'm good. It's hot. God, it's hot.
Yeah, it's been hot here too.
Oh, where you at, Patrick?
North Louisiana.
Oh, okay. I'm up in North Dakota. We've had hellacious heat too, but no, it's finally a nice cool night. Finally.
Yeah,
I have a friend who's leaving tomorrow morning. Her and her new husband are going on they're attempting to break a world record with the world's largest poker run, and they're heading up to Sturgis. It's going to be an 8-day run.
Yeah, they're not too far underneath of me down in South Dakota. Yeah.
I thought that was called the Cannonball.
No, this one's strictly motorcycles. They might have named it that. I have no idea what it's called, but just saying.
No, I mean,
no, the Cannonball is an old school race across it. Yep, across the state. Yep.
Yeah, Richard Rollins participated in it a few years back.
Yeah,
him and his buddy.
Yeah, and only reason everybody knows his freaking name right now is because of his TV show.
Who, Rollins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just reading chat. Sorry, guys.
I like being anonymous.
So yeah, it's not just Bigfoot. We do, if you've watched, you kind of have an idea of what we do. We cover anything, not a fishing, whatever.
I gotta find Chad. Just let me follow my copyright stuff here.
Hey, Moggs. I've been researching St. Croix fishing rods. I found two I want.
They're awesome rods.
Yeah, it's $450 for both of them. One's a heavy action casting rod. One's a medium action spinning rod. But the rod I have, that came with my Penn saltwater gear isn't handing up. It's not standing up to the 100-pound catfish over here in the river. It's literally cracking.
The pen is, or the rod is?
The rod is. My reel is holding. My reel is holding together, but the rod is literally
conventional.
Just conventional rod. It's literally cracking.
I'm a guy with millions of rods.
I see that. That's awesome, dude. I was checking that out.
We've met at the right time. I got a Japanese one over there, actually meant for what you're catching. But it's a bait caster style, if you know how to use those.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Okay. Yeah, I got one over there.
Yeah. Well, I usually keep a fly rod and then a microlight, ultralight, medium size spinning, heavy spinning, and then a casting rod. The casting rod I'm looking at right now is 50 to 100 line weight rating, and the St. Croix makes it.
Oh, nice. So, what are these? I think these are Dewa.
St. Croix makes a really good rod. I always wanted to get one. They're just pricey.
Well,
I'm tough on rods.
I had to walk over and look. Yeah, they're Dewa.
Yeah.
I've been looking at saltwater fishing, dude.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, so way over there in the corner on the top, the end one's a Dewa for heavy fish.
Yeah, I had to convert some of my fresh water to salt water, and all I did was basically change the line. And I just rinse them off when I'm done, because like right where I fish, there's 2 faucets, so I just rinse all my salt, the freshwater gear off. And but my dad had hooked me up with some saltwater gear before I left Arizona, so I got to put that to the test, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah. Well, I've been researching. I've been a trout liner. I catch 50, 60 pound fish on trout line, not fishing pole. So it's new to me to catch 80 to 100 pound fish on a fishing rod. So I've been having to research the gear, and I like Penn, but the rod that came with it, I'm gonna have to go to St. Croix, or I was looking at a Yokohama. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yokohama, yep.
Yeah, I was looking at one of them, but I think I'd rather prefer a St. Croix.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, they got 2 I like. I can order.
Yeah, they're both pretty much one and the same to me, I guess. But
one's Japanese and one's not.
Yeah,
one's American, made in Wisconsin. Yeah, man, I definitely would say go with the St. Croix, and you'll enjoy it. I have fished with them. I had a buddy in Wisconsin who was a fishing guide when I was there, and he had all St. Croix. So that was how I got turned on to them, but I just couldn't afford to buy them.
Well, for $239 for a rod, that ain't bad,
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Not at all. No.
yeah. So,
Rostalak says Okuma. Was it Okuma?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I looked at all the ones, and I just picked the one that I can actually. There's a lot you can't get your hands on right now. They're out of stock, not available, can't ship. Well, I found both St. Croix at Cabela's that I can buy, $239 and then $199, and they ship to my house.
Right
and I'm done. I'm done with it. I buy one more Penn spinning rod, and I'm done.
Says the wife.
Spinning reel, and I don't have a wife. I'm
kidding.
I don't ever get in trouble. I'm my own man.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I got a date Saturday night dancing with a beautiful girl.
Enjoy.
You got me beat on that one. All right, bud.
Yeah, right. Me too. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, shit, I've been single for like 6 years now. Wow.
Yeah.
But if I dance with 4 ugly girls come Saturday, do I still beat you?
Absolutely. There's no ugly girls, man. They're just, It's all in
I don't know if you
whoever's.
ever been to North Dakota then. No.
It's like
They
it's all.
take corn fed up here to a different level.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
it's not the physicality that I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to intelligence. Intelligence is extremely sexy to me. You know, I
Oh yeah,
love intelligence,
yeah. If they're smart as
personality.
shit, yeah, hell yeah, I'm with you on
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I hate that.
I double dog dare you to come up to freaking North Dakota and ask him any calculus question.
I don't need them that smart as long as they're intelligent in their own realm. You know,
Yeah.
as long as they have an IQ. You know, and because the one I was married to was dumb as shit.
Have the IQ and a pulse.
No, I'm not meaning like that. I'm talking when you're in the kitchen cooking and the person's trying to read the recipe you're cooking and she can't pronounce or spell out the word hominy. Okay. I had a real problem with that. You know? Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So crazy Indian Jared here says that Zebco was a bomb making company in World War II. 0-hour bomb company.
Yeah, a lot of the manufacturers in the States and everything went into manufacture of arms during World War II.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might not have been an actual complete bomb making company, but yeah, they probably definitely made parts for it.
Yep.
It's interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah. You get a rifle made by a toaster company.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Sears and Roebuck made tons of weapons.
Miss Dill says, give these good old boys a like. They will be the ones fighting for you when the shit hits the fan.
Yeah. I'm gonna share this out real quick so I might disappear. But okay, so I won't disappear. I'm still here. Well, I'm on the share out screen, so I don't think I'll disappear now.
Yeah, you're fine. So I'm sorry. Harold Denton, what's up? Good to see you. I guess I just saw Nikki's name, so I don't know if she's here. Livewire, what's
Nikki.
going on, Mark? Any of you guys, Lockbeards, any of you guys get tired? Oh, any of you guys tried snagging for paddlefish? It's a big deal around here.
Ooh, yes, I do that all the time. I do that yearly, snagging for paddlefish. Yep. That's the only way you can legally catch them.
See, down
That's
here,
the
I think
only way you can
paddlefish-
legally catch them is if you snag them. I mean, they don't bite hooks, but it all depends. The fight all depends on where you snag the paddlefish. If you snag one in the back end of a tail, you're in for the fight of your life. Hang on. But if you snag one in the head and turn it towards you, they just swim straight whichever way they're pointing. They don't turn and do the whole dive thing, and it's highly disappointing. So it's all going to depend on the type of fishing you're doing for it.
Yeah, I think they're protected here. Actually,
They're protected here too. Yeah, you can only have one. But
I've only seen one paddlefish, and it was in the creek. It swam by me, and it was so big I let it go. I stepped to the side and said, "Keep going, guy." I mean, all I had was a fly rod on me. I'm not trying, you know.
The paddlefish have the teeth on the sides of their bill, right?
They're a filter feeder.
Yeah, they're a filter feeder. They don't have teeth. They got a big duck-looking bill and a fish body.
Okay, what's the one with the it's got a serrated edge on that duck bill?
Sturgeon.
Sturgeon doesn't have the teeth like that.
Gar.
Oh, well, that could be too. Yeah, gar also has.
It looks like a paddlefish.
Yeah, right. Yep.
But it has the teeth that stick out all the way around, like 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 a sawfish or something along those lines. Looks something like that. That's what I'm talking about. Those are protected around here.
Primitive societies used to use them as weapons.
Yeah, well, that's what is protected around here. I thought that was the paddlefish.
What's up, Squatch Talk?
Oh, Nikki is here. What's up, Nikki? Squatch Talk. What's going on? Who else? Yeah, so Mike, man, I'm glad you stopped in.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
I'm glad I did too.
I see you
Actually,
pop in.
I'm
I was
glad to
always
actually.
curious, like,
I'm actually glad to meet you face to face right now, and kept wondering why you kept tagging me in video.
Maybe that's where all your subscribers are going.
right?
Maybe
just
that's why
weird,
mine
dude.
keep going up.
I don't know what's going on with mine. Like I said, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah. So
it's a
questions
Thursday
for
night.
you
I've
though,
got
like
almost.
how did you get into this network? How did you get into this life, like the Sasquatch hunting? I don't want to put it this way, mythical creature hunting kind of thing.
Well, I've had paranormal things happen in my life in the past, so I already believed in the paranormal, ghosts and shit like that, and I was on YouTube one day and I stumbled across a channel called Sasquatch Chronicles, and what it is, it's basically a guy and his brother had an experience, and rather than let it define the rest of his life, because it fucked with him, it fucked it was a messed up, you know
Yeah.
uh
Sighting. Yeah.
interaction,
Yeah. Yep.
and he started a podcast and just had people come on who had firsthand, when told their firsthand experience accounts, and just I listened to a couple. I was like, oh, this is interesting, and started listening more, and suddenly I was hooked. And you hear all these. It's almost the same story over and over again, almost in the sense of you start realizing these different mannerisms, different things that happen in each of these stories, and if you pay attention, you'll learn something, listening to these
Yeah.
things. So I just really got hooked on it, and then I found a live chat one night. It was a paranormal channel, and I didn't want to put my name out there, before I went into live chat. So I came up with Mogollon Monster, which is Arizona's Bigfoot, because I was in Arizona at the time.
Yep.
Now I'm in Florida.
Yeah. I knew that. Yeah, from reading it all the time. But
Um,
I had to do research on it and figure out what the hell your channel name meant. I did a little research. Yeah. But
so
because your channel name has nothing to do with me, so it didn't make any sense to me at all to begin with. But
yeah,
when you tag the WTF in there, I get a little notification, like a personal one. Like somebody's using my channel name notification from YouTube, and I get it every time you go live.
Oh,
and I normally swing over here, smash a like, whatever.
He's that thumbs down all the time.
Yeah, that's probably me.
So yeah, no, dude,
I'm that dickhead. I just show up and be like, fuck this guy.
I got kind of hooked on YouTube and chat rooms and meeting these people, just hanging out with the same people all the time. I figured I wanted to know, like, what's the fascination? What's going on? Why the fascination? Everybody must have a story or a reason for being here. So that's why I kind of started the show. I wanted to meet the people that I've been hanging out with for a few years now. So that's why it started. It's just but like
awesome,
I said, it's not just a Bigfoot. Could be anything. UFOs, could be anything. Like I said, we're talking fishing. These guys, we jumped up. We're up to 86 watching right now.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
There you go.
And you never know.
It was always awesome. Every time I've come over here and said hi and listened for a while and chatted in the chat or whatever, it's always been a good show. It has. It's been a great show. You
Thanks.
know, but it also then like brings me back to like, you know, you should be way higher than like 1 point. Hold on, back up 3.4 right now.
No kidding. It's something's weird going on, man.
You know, if you got 86 people in the chat from the YouTube average, you're way higher than what you should be already.
Oh yeah, but it's always been like that. I had I had 600 people in 600 subscribers, and I was pulling in 80 to 100
Exactly, yeah, I
in
know.
chat.
But you're supposed to
You
be
know,
about 10 to 15% of what your subscriber count is. So you're already above average. So look at you go, you special some bitch.
my views are up like they're more than up 3,000 views this month in the past 28 days. It's up 3,000 more than normal, which is weird.
Yeah, which
We
is
got,
awesome though. But yeah.
Oh yeah,
we,
I'm just like who's viewing it though? They're not subscribing.
Yeah.
we got Mike on here now, so maybe they will.
Right? Mid
Fuck
South,
off,
what's
Patrick.
up, man? What's that?
I was giving Patrick shit.
I'm used to it.
Hola, Juanita. How are you? Barb Santi. Hey, good to see you. I met Barb up at the.
And see, that's the other thing. Like, you scroll through the chat like that, and I watched this for a while. Like, you talk to these people like you know every one of them.
I do.
You know 100 to 800 people that come in here.
Brandy. Let's see. Brandy's in New Jersey. Jared, crazy Indian. I mean, I know where these people are from,
Yep.
most of them, and you know, we hang out. We've been hanging out for years.
Oh
You
no,
know?
that's awesome. Yeah, I
You know,
appreciate that completely. I mean, that's great. And the same with my chat, but I'm not remembering 90 to 100 people though.
I don't remember everything, but you know, I try
Yeah.
to know who's in my chat. You know,
Yeah.
Geez, Wonder Woman's in Texas. You know, I mean, I just Mike's
Oh no,
in
I
Texas.
get that part.
Mike or
Yeah.
Patrick, what's up, buddy?
Where's Polly at? Ain't it time for him to bombard
I
us?
don't know. I don't think we scared him off. I'm surprised he's not here tonight.
Mm.
So Patrick, how'd you get into this life? How'd you get into this whole situation?
Here's a good story.
Well, I was hunting one day and I got chased for a mile out of the woods by a Sasquatch. And I had 2 years of nightmares behind it. And my grandfather, and I'm a third generation tracker and woodsman, and I'm also a primitive living skills instructor, primitive survivalist, and I started using my primitive living skills to track them. And I started tracking them and learning about them, and really just on my own. You know, I wasn't in the Bigfoot community. I wasn't going to tell anybody. I just wanted to know what is out there as a safety factor of when I'm out doing my thing, what's around me.
Yeah.
And I tried to debunk them. I spent 8 years trying to debunk them, and I wound up proving that they existed to me and 2 other people with me at the time. And then I really started studying them and learning them and tracking them. And then I came into the Bigfoot community. I thought I'd take a 16-year study and drop it into the Bigfoot community and hand it to an expert who could take it and do something with it. And then I could walk away from it. But what happened was the channel I went to, well, we don't believe you. You're full of shit. And so I had to take them out tracking, and they're behind me tracking, and I handed them experience after experience. I got them yelled at. I got them rocks chunked at them, knocked at, whooped at, screamed at. I got them down in. I tracked one into a field where we're walking the field in the dark, and the cameraman behind me with the channel was shining the camera the hour behind me out in the field with his eyes shine, glowing, looking at him, and walking through the field. And after that experience, I think he got a little nerve-wracked because he got a little weird, but things went sideways, and I'm not with that channel anymore. Which I was independent for 16 years anyway. I work independently just fine, you know. Right now, I fill a spot on a YouTube channel called Squatch Talk with Pat Turner. It's a critical thinking, but a subjective, an objective thinking platform to really discern out information and try to get the ball downfield, trying to ask the right questions to get to good answers and good hypotheses and good theories to generate better ways of gaining evidence. And so that's what I've been doing for a while now.
I understand that part. Yeah, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy in my head. But I'm way up north where I don't have to deal with it. That absolutely sounds crazy in my head. No, I'm not calling you a liar. No.
That's okay.
No, I'm not at all. No.
I'll have to look into sightings in North Dakota. I know there are some in the Dakotas. I've heard of sightings in the Dakotas.
I got 12,000 acres plus up here.
That's awesome.
I spend my day in combines and tractors and all over my land. And I'm not saying you're wrong, because I've actually read up in research, like some of the things that you're saying down by Louisiana, stuff like that, where they're not as trackable as up here. Up here it's wide open. I'm the flattest state you can actually probably be in to track something like that. I can watch my dog run away for 2 weeks before I got to get sad. It's and nothing. And I'm not saying that proves you wrong at all, but it's like when you hear it, and then you hear somebody talk about it like as passionately as you just did, like you feel that you're telling the truth and stuff like that, but you don't feel it like, how the hell could it exist?
Well, if you have questions, I could probably answer them.
I don't even know what questions to ask about it. That's the problem.
That's exactly part of the platform that I like to push, is getting PhDs and really brilliant people involved to ask better questions than I have, so that I can come up with better ways to determine evidence. Like I have an experiment I do, which is a coyote den. I did a coyote den in southern Arkansas about 6 weeks ago. I went in and I dug a fake den out. I put a camera in it. I poured coyote urine around it. I killed my way out. Something comes in and trips my camera. I catch this part of it, just side of it, from when it's getting out of the way. When the IRs go off, the camera goes off. But the tracks are there. The tracks are there. I'm a third generation tracker. I can track pretty well. And so I'm tracking this thing, and it comes up to my experiment. It ducks, and it comes up behind a tree where the den is. There's a tree to the left side. It literally comes to the tree and leans out, holds on to the tree and leans in, and to where it just into my hole, and the lights kick on, and you catch just part of it getting out. So can I prove it's a Sasquatch? No, I can prove the tracks were there. I can tell you it was.
On the same part of like proving the tracks were there, though, like being a tracker myself up in North Dakota, we track everything we almost shoot because it runs freaking 4 miles away on flat land. Did you take any part of the tracks? Did you do impressions? Did you do anything?
I have casted tracks, and I've taken pictures of tracks, and the one that was walking out in the field, I had six witnesses behind me watching this.
Dying.
Okay, so it's a real being, but what they do is they have a greater sense of eyesight. They see you a long ways away in the dark. So they keep a barrier between you and them that you can't breach with your own senses. So they don't exist really for the average person just walking through the woods. They don't exist because they keep that barrier. They'll stay out away from you and circle and get away from you.
And that makes actually sense for an intelligent creature that you'd probably be tracking. Yeah.
So
it grew up its whole life in the woods. That would actually make sense. That's a good actually conclusion on it. Yep.
I didn't mean to take over your show, Moggs.
No, please do.
But
I apologize.
Well, no, this is great, because how often?
I'm the world's biggest skeptic. So. I'm the
See, most
world's
people,
biggest skeptic. Trust me on that.
no, I mean, there's skepticism is healthy, but you have like, I always talk about like the guy next door. Like I have this knowledge about Bigfoot, whatever it is, but you being the guy next door don't know shit. You're not into it. So
Mhm.
it's just you're the guy next door. This is perfect that you're on here. See, now
Yeah.
you get to
What
kind of
you
get a
what
feel of what's going on out there, or a little taste of
Well, you got to
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, which brought me into the same thing, like I said earlier. Like like this whole thing is it's just new to me. I just get tagged in the videos, but I've been here long enough and listened long enough to kind of know a little bit about
Okay,
what you
no,
guys
that's
have talked
awesome.
about. But
Well, I never wanted to know. Okay, I was busy doing primitive survival, going out in the woods, setting snares, making primitive shelters, doing knife only survival, camping out, having a great time before all this happened. And now this has taken precedence over what I love to do. And so this really has taken on what I dislike to do. But it's something I feel needs to be done because there's a safety factor of these things being out there. Okay, it's just, and I don't know how plausible it is, but you hear people go missing. Okay, how does someone sit by and do nothing if someone's going missing? If you have information about a serial killer and you think your neighbor's a serial killer and people are going missing in your town, you're going to keep your mouth shut. You can't prove it, you don't know it, but there's a possibility of. You might say, "Hey," and raise a flag.
but what you
Hey, if
just
you're
said
wrong, you're
happens.
wrong.
What happens every time? What you just said happens every time. As soon as the serial killer's caught, everybody's like, "Oh my God, I would have guessed it was my neighbor." Jesus, he was. So
Yeah,
what you just said there, though, that happens every day.
yeah,
Anytime a serial caught, just listen to when they interview the neighbors. Oh my God, he would never do that. He was such a quiet guy.
yeah. I'm a, you know, there's a personal cost to this. Okay, and there's a
Oh yeah,
personal
of course
risk.
there is. Yeah, there's a personal cost to anything you do.
Yeah,
There's a personal cost to me if I go out and plant, 8,000 acres of my farmland into garbanzo beans. There's a personal cost to me on it.
yeah, yeah.
There's going to be a personal cost to you if you follow it through and you don't come up with nothing. I understand that part. Yeah.
Well, that's part of it. That was part of my reasoning. In 1999, a guy told me about his Sasquatch encounter, and he said, I went out for 2 years and never found the damn thing. He told me what he did, and that was the thing I did not want to do. Okay, so I devised a way to come up with a catalyst that would bring out and solicit responses, which is a single knock theory. And so I took single knock theory out to debunk them, and I would get knocks. And my theory was that this is a known animal doing an unknown action after dark. And I was working with that hypothesis until she walked into the firelight. There she is. 3 of us are looking at it, and I'm like, okay, it's definitely an unknown animal, but I know what it is, and I'm freaked out, But it's not something I ever wanted to exist. I didn't want to be doing this. I want to be doing other stuff, but this is a job that needs to be done.
Fair enough. And I appreciate that.
And I think we're probably 10 years away, 10 or 12 years away from actually putting footage out there that people can look at and say, holy crap, they're real.
You think it's going to take that long?
You think it, I was actually going to say opposite of him. Do you think it's actually that close?
I think it's closer.
Because if you put that footage out there right now, I mean, even with the CGI and everything else, do you think it's actually going to be that close?
Well, the thing is you can use metadata, and with this coalition that I belong to, any pictures or video I send to a special person. We have different engineers in different fields, and we have very specialized people, and they can go through the footage and look at the metadata and say, okay, this is exactly what the camera saw. There's no CGI involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then they send me the footage back and say, okay, this is certified as real footage. And then you take that footage and put it out there. and you can look at it and discern for yourself whether I want to believe this is what is on this film, or if I want to deny reality and say I subject my own reality on this, and this is not real.
Yeah.
So,
but that same thing happened in the Aliens Exist world, and they released footage of an alien ship. Yeah, we'll just call it a ship, a UFO. They released footage back to the government that was a UFO, and then they completely studied it, and it showed up as like being complete real footage. It wasn't tampered with. It was a UFO craft, yada yada. They didn't know what it was, and then the people came out and said, yeah, the video itself wasn't ever tampered with, but it was us standing there with a freaking pie plate, on a stick.
Yeah.
So does that worry you at all? Is this something that
I wouldn't know how to recreate a Bigfoot with a pie plate on a stick.
No, I get what he's saying.
I'm not asking you to make a Bigfoot on a stick.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But he's saying is you could still perpetrate a hoax without compromising the metadata.
Yeah. Well, the idea is to get within feet of it, not something a half mile out you got to squint to. I'm talking something 10 feet. Okay, right there in front of you. See its damn eyelashes. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I understand that part, but if as you think of it, if the thing does exist, is getting 10 feet within your best interest?
I've been 6 feet from it.
You've been 6 feet from it.
Mm-hmm.
At 6 feet, as a Marine myself, you should know what it smells like then.
I know exactly what it smells like.
Examples. I want to hear this now.
It smells just really musky. Okay, I've heard people say, well, it was rotten or it was nasty. I've never smelt anything nasty. And I've smelt just about every animal, you can skin out on this North American continent. I've never smelt a nasty smell on it. It just smelled musky, a good, clean, musky body odor, sweaty, slightly urine smell. But it's a very clean animal smell. But they're not animals. They are just a primitive being, extremely intelligent, extremely smart.
But how can it be a primitive being if it has that kind of an intelligence? That's not primitive at all.
It's
the only reason that we made it this far as humans is that we went from primitive beings to an intelligent being. If they're that intelligent, that's not primitive being.
You're assuming that a primitive being was not intelligent, okay, and that being correct. And a primitive being was still intelligent.
You're only intelligent though in certain things. If you took a caveman from our own time and asked him about space travel and how stars were born, he ain't gonna have a fucking clue. But it doesn't make him a stupid being for his time. Yeah, exactly. But it ain't gonna make him stupid for his time. So what you're assuming is different than what I just asked.
Actually, no, because you're assuming that a Bigfoot would have any kind of continuity or any kind of intelligence for space travel and all that, and they don't. I'm not saying that they have any kind of idea of space travel. What I'm saying is they are extremely intelligent beings in their realm.
Yeah, but space travel was an example. I mean, I'm just saying if we went back in time and we talked to our own people back in caveman era and we mentioned space travel, that was it. I'm not asking you to prove Sasquatch has space travel, ideas. Go ahead. I see you have your finger up.
I study primitive living skills, including Paleolithic Stone Age survival and teach knife-only survival. Now, back then, they had knowledge we don't have now that was not written down, that you have to actually research and go into museums and find their tools and see how they're using tools to see the wear on them, try to determine what techniques they were using for their survival. Okay, so they knew survival things that you don't know right now, and that is proof of intelligence of a primitive being.
There's only like two cultures with that, though. There's only like two cultures with that. One is the Egyptians, and one is a tribe in Africa. I can't remember. And the only way that we don't prove of what they did with this stuff is because the slices and everything that they made, that they don't correlate with what we know what they could do back in that time. That's the only little deal. But it wasn't even that long ago. It was about 2-3 years ago. A couple scientists went out with glass rods and proved how they can make these cuts and do these things finer than what we can do now with like surgical tools and whatnot. But that doesn't go to prove that this thing has existed the whole time.
Are you talking about Bigfoot?
Yeah, well, yeah. If that's what we're talking about, yeah.
I can't tell you how long Bigfoot goes back in the history. You know, a lot of people
go back that far. It can't suddenly evolve out of nowhere, can it?
Well, there's multiple branches of the hominid tree that, you know, branch off and go out into non-existent, actually die out, and some of them continue, and it's more of a vine. There's all kinds of.
If it dies out somewhere, it don't continue. That's the thing.
That's right. That's right.
The thing with yeah. So if it died out somewhere, it didn't continue after that. So how are we at this now?
So this species didn't die out. Not only did it not die out, but the 3 to 5% of the science world has excavated and cataloged into the fossil record is not complete. Okay, the fossil record is incomplete. They have no idea. They have maybe a 1% idea of exactly what lived on this earth all through history, because only this much of the earth has been explored as far as the fossil history goes. All right, the only time fossil history explored, we have a finding. When we dig down, we find this and that, and we put it in the fossil record, and that's been going on for 100, 150 years now. Well, that hasn't touched base on all the things that actually have existed.
Mike, how far are you from Ellendale?
Oh, hell, 20 miles.
Okay, well, there was an episode of Sasquatch Chronicles where a man
and I know that bummer.
in Ellendale tracked a Bigfoot for 7 miles.
Yeah.
So I knew there was a North Dakota story out there.
Yeah,
that's cool. That is cool. What I hate is when I'm tracking, and then I hear something come in from uphill from me, and it starts getting in parallel to me about 50 yards out in the brush, and it does that for a couple miles. I get wigged out.
I would too. I mean, it's.
And some of the places I go, all I can carry is a knife. That's it.
That's all I carry out there anyway.
Yeah,
Someone says, Mike, not all people agree on the whole topic of Sasquatch and theorize.
Oh, no. I'm completely aware of that part. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am completely aware that not everybody agrees on it. And I just asked questions to see if you can get decent answers on it.
There's no experts. There's no experts here.
Yeah.
We all have a piece of what we're trying to put together on a timeline.
Is there anybody really that you can consider an expert on it, though? If it's never been seen, caught, or anything like that, there really can't be an expert. If it hasn't been studied, I mean, it. But then on the same hand, you can say there's no experts on the planet of Mars because, we've never been there, but.
There's probably more of an expert on Mars than there is on Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, they've been staring at the microscope through the Uranus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know like this much, and there's like a whole bunch more. My question was I was trying to ask was how do I get it on film? It's just like any other animal. And you have all kinds of approaches from phenomenon and paranormal stuff, and thing is I don't have the equipment to deal with that. All I can do is track them as a physical animal and try to get them out.
You don't have a drone yet? Why don't you have a drone yet?
No, I don't have a drone. I know people have drones.
Why? Why not?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
They're not bad. I mean, it's like my drone. I got an Enterprise DJI Enterprise Dual. It tracks me Like it literally locks onto me and just follows me around as I walk.
Well, what I've been doing is designing equipment in my head as I learn their capabilities, how fast they move, the type of moonlight they move in, how great their eyesights are, everything, all the observations of how they keep a barrier between you and I is what has been designing the type of tool that I want. And I know what the type of tool I want. I knew it 2 years ago, but you're talking a lot of money.
Yeah, but I understand that and everything else. Like like how you say they're intelligent, they hear it, yada yada. That drone moves at like 50 miles an hour when you want it to.
A drone is a perfect platform. The drone is a perfect platform. It's just the capabilities of the cameras, and really you need a sat link to where you don't have to have line of sight. Because if I go in half a mile tracking, and I say, okay, I got 100 yards in front of me, and you're sitting back of the truck with the drone, you're not sending that thing in a half a mile past the trees where you can't see and you can't drive it. Okay, it makes a drone a moot point. Now, so what you need is a satellite drone.
That's not true at all.
So you can
That's
fly.
Not true at all.
So you can fly
half
a mile with through thick tree cover.
Over half a mile. Yeah, through thick trees. You can put it behind another hill and a couple buildings, anything you want to, and I can see exactly where that drone's going.
Well, see, the thing that I'm running into is guys are like, well, I'm losing signal because of all the foliage. That's the thing I'm running into.
No, foliage is the worst of the conditions. Buildings and stuff like that are the worst ones.
So you need something.
I've flown through heavy tree coverage and everything with mine, and I can see exactly where it's going and where it is. And I can pop up above that tree coverage and bring it right back to home to me.
Well, you need something that can go way out past line of sight.
You got like 5-6 mile range on a drone like that on some of those DJIs. Some of them are even farther than mine.
Well, from what I'm explained, if you can see it, if the radio frequency can get to it at 5 or 6 miles, yes. But I'm on flat land. There's no topography to get into. So
but see, like my DJI Dual, it's thermal. I can switch that camera thermal or back and forth, and I can see whatever that drone sees.
How much you get from that?
$900 with the smart controller, with the big screen and everything on it.
A DJI Dual?
Yeah, Dual. DUAL, Dual. Yeah, it's got thermal camera and everything on it. Yep. You can fly about 40, 45 miles an hour. Yep. Yeah. And you can switch it back and forth. And you can even do it when you're watching the video. That's the thing. It records both of them in that time frame. It records both thermal and regular video, and you can switch back and forth as you freaking please. Even during the video, after it's done, stop flying, you can switch back and forth as you please, and it'll show you what thermally is there and what's not.
Yeah, well, you're just switching back between two recordings.
Yes. Yeah, exactly what it's doing. Yep.
So that's the type of tech that I've been looking at, and it's like
that's old technology. Mine's outschooled already.
Well, this is I'm talking advanced thermal, not the black and white crap.
No. This is advanced thermal. I'm on my phone, or else I would show you some footage. But no, mine's advanced thermal. It'll show you heat waves in people's houses. Like I can fly over my town and show you who has shitty insulation in their house if you want.
Yeah. See, that's what I've been looking for to do is have someone, drone where I'm at, because I know how to push the buttons. I know how to call them in. 50, 60, 70% of the time, I can give them within 100 yards of me. The thing is, there's always heavy cover. They're going to have to be good enough to be able to fly in heavy cover. That's the whole key.
Yeah, and that's just it. Yeah, you gotta know how to fly a drone if you're in heavy cover and trees and stuff like you're saying like that. But yeah, it'll do it, no problem. And about 5 miles away is not an issue. I've flown out that far. I use mine all the time, and that's why I bought a Dual, and I just got mine not that long ago. And I bought it for cattle because I have a lot of cattle. And when the calves and stuff like that get out, I don't want to spend my time trying to chase them in a fucking four-wheeler. I just got mine.
I'd like to introduce you to Pat on Squatch Talk. Pat Turner, who is a FAFA certified drone pilot.
Yeah,
somebody's got
know.
their.
That was Pat, but yeah, I don't want to spend my time, chasing them on a 4-wheeler. I bring the drone up real quick. I can locate that thing in a cornfield where the corn taller than me or anything. I can locate my cattle, push them back.
Yeah.
He's muted.
Hold on 1 minute.
Pat, you're muted on your end.
Here comes Pat.
I didn't plan on staying this long, Moggs. I'm sorry.
Oh no, this is actually really interesting to me, and I apologize to you if I sound like I'm just trying to make fun of you.
Oh
and
no,
I'm not
it's
trying
cool.
to do that.
No. I think this is a good
I'm
show.
good with discourse. I'm good with discourse. Always.
And and if you want to know where my background comes from, I'm a civil engineer, is what I do. So, well, actually, I'm just a farmer now, and I'm welding person, but my background is civil engineering, stuff like that. That's where I get my technological background. So.
You're not just a farmer, dude. You're a farmer.
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you.
Mine is thermoplastics engineer and a design.
Sorry about the feedback, guys. I apologize.
Hey,
shame on you.
Rolling. Yeah.
Welcome in, Pat.
What's up? So I'm curious, Mike, what kind of drone do you have?
DJI Dual Enterprise.
A dual enterprise.
Yeah,
Okay.
DJI Dual Enterprise, yep.
And has a thermal camera on it.
Yep, minus thermal, yes.
All right. So does it have the Boson thermal camera on it or a FLIR?
I believe mine is FLIR.
Okay. And all right. So what Patrick was talking about, just so you know, is Autel Evo 2 Dual. So it's not DJI, it's Autel. And
Autel, yeah, I know who they are. Yep.
And it has an advanced, it's a $10,000 camera. Extremely advanced, very detailed. Just so you know, he's not talking about, blob squatch or, thermal blob squatch.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty advanced stuff. It's about the best you could put in the air without
the same one they put on the DJI agricultural one. Yep.
Yeah, the
DJI agriculture ones have the same thermal camera as that one. Yeah, they're about $10,000 for the camera.
Yeah. So
it takes ground radar heats and everything else from the ground and shows it up to where you need to do everything.
Yeah, you can get actual temporal differences and things like that.
Yep.
So
I have a couple of
pretty
them.
Advanced stuff. It would be extremely advantageous to be on top of one with one that camera. Pretty conclusive.
Well, my goal is to have a thermal good enough to be able to spot them during the daytime and fly out to them and then switch over to an HD camera where you can zoom in at, make them look like they're 10 feet in front of the damn camera. You can see their eyes blinking and the damn,
and Pat can tell you my drone actually can do that. I can zoom in with thermal, and I can swap over anytime I like and fly to there and switch right to HD camera.
Yeah. You can even have maybe with that platform, but maybe not.
I'm excited about that.
You can have a picture in picture. You can actually have sort of one inside the other, and you could switch back and forth. It's advantageous. I mean, it's high tech as you can get for the civilian market without getting into military grade stuff.
It's just a nice toy.
Well, without a tracker, you would have to have the best of the best thermal to do it.
We have agricultural drones. We have 2 of them. And they're agricultural drones because they do spraying and everything else for us. They launch on their own, everything else. They're freaking huge. And the cameras on them are $10,000 a piece, and they got thermal on them too. But those things are like way different camera than what like my Dual has. And in the fact that they don't pick up and track heat sensing like the Dual, the DJI Dual, the Enterprise.
The Enterprise. Right. So what we're talking about is like real thermal. That
Well, yeah, we're talking about real thermal.
Yeah. So what the camera we're talking about is actual thermal that will pick up the heat signature that's being put off, from whatever.
Yeah. And that Dual does that. That Enterprise does that. If you touch something and record it with that Dual, it'll actually show your handprint.
Right. It'll show the handprint on a tree, a cold tree, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, my thing is, I don't need a great thermal when I'm tracking in the daytime. I just need a thermal to sight in on one that's hiding in the bush so we can get in the right spot to be able to switch over to HD camera and zoom in on it. That's what I'm talking about. You know, and if we can do that at $900 instead of $9,000.
And besides the Parrot Canopy, is it Canopy? What the hell's a Parrot called? Besides the Parrot Canopy, whatever the hell that thing's called, there's not another thermal drone under that price tag you're going to get that with, as far as I know. You can prove me wrong right now. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Parrot. What is it? The Dart? God, I can't. The $2,000 Parrot that has a thermal camera on it. It's very accurate.
But now you're talking about a $2,000 drone instead of like a $1,000 drone.
Huh?
I said, yeah, but now you're talking about the Parrot $2,000 drone instead of like a $1,000 drone. Like I bought my DJI Enterprise for like $900 with the smart controller, 4 batteries, all the gig bobs and whistles on it.
I would totally pay that.
Yeah. So I like the Parrot for the $2,000 drone. That the Parrot that has a thermal, it's about $2,000, because it's really it's very useful under the canopy, whereas the other drone, the Autel, the sort of air superiority drone, the Evo 2 Dual, is above the canopy. You can't take it down into the canopy. So you have two different kind of drones you can use.
No, I take mine below canopy all the time in tree rows. That's literally what I bought it for, is to track down cows and everything else and see where they sit. I fly in tree rows all the time with it.
Cows under the canopy?
Well, when you said canopy, I thought you were talking like tree rows and stuff like that when you said canopy. So when I go out and fly mine, I normally use it to track cows that have ran off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I drop into like tree rows, stuff like that. I have no problem flying it in tree rows.
Better than the dune buggies we used to use.
Well, yeah.
And then the only problem with like the Parrot, like the one you said too, is it still uses a sonar type IR that tells its ground distance from the ground. So if you fly that over any little bit of water at all, it's going to think it's way higher than it actually is. It'll bring itself down.
I would never fly a Parrot over water.
That is my point exactly. That's what I meant.
We'd go out in dune buggies chasing cattle, and you catch a possum going across there. You grab that possum and play games.
Yep. Yeah,
but
boy.
if you ever missed him, that big back tire, you had to find a new possum to play with.
Yeah, the Parrot and everything else is nice, but its ground radars and stuff really limit you for what you're going to do with it.
It's pretty precise.
It is if you're on regular dry land. It has a huge problem with water and reflection, and you I don't know. Well, you can try and deny it, but as far as I'm concerned, you can't deny it.
If you know anything about racing drones,
I do. FPVs, yeah.
Yeah, they're very agile. The Parrot's very much like that. it's not a racing drone technically, but it's extremely agile, and it would be very good for navigating under the canopy through the trees. I don't have to worry about water. Like if I cross over a creek, it's not going to bring the drone down. So, yeah, it's a. There's a lot of different angles, if you will, that can be overcome with this kind of proactive movement of angular camera work onto a target. That's why. Why do you think the military? Why do you think the military uses Predator drones? You know,
we don't anymore. Those are getting outsourced. But yeah,
Hey, I want an FPV drone with a 454 with a howitzer on it. Is what I want. I want to drive over there and just go and just saw. I'm only to get his legs back, but I mean, damn, they could test his legs, you know.
Yeah, you don't have to put a howitzer on a drone, man. They literally have missiles that are more powerful and more precise.
Oh, you don't tease me now.
Yeah. Like, yeah, even a Predator drone from 20 years ago. You know.
Oh, yeah, I'm not trying to launch one of them damn things. So.
Yeah, the Predator is long gone. No, they launch in real short distance. Predator is long gone, getting phased out. It was replaced by the Reaper. The Reaper's getting phased out already.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'll be right back.
So.
Same concept, though.
Yep. I'm U.S. Marines. I'm 42nd Division, right out of Somalia. I dealt hand in hand with a lot of those drones.
Yeah. Well, then you understand the concept of air superiority, getting on top of something.
Yeah, but we never used drones for that.
That's what the Reaper is. That's what the Predator is.
They're not as accurate actually as a no, but they're not as accurate as an actual real fucking jet with the pilot in it. And I'll tell you right now, you can look up the accuracy of any military drone you want. Their accuracy is about 2%. About 2% is the high end of the accuracy on it. You'll end up killing about 500 times more people than you will the actual people you went after. Why? Because they just relied on giant weapons with a giant blast area.
Sure. Even if that's true, I'm talking about observing, not killing. And the
if you're talking about observing, like observation drones and everything else, they're a whole different class. That's a whole different class of drones. That's not even Reapers and everything else. So
yeah, well,
they're not observation drones. They're attack drones. Observation drones will go. They will zoom in. Observation drones will zoom in way farther than a Reaper will. They will actually give you a better view of anything you see than a Reaper or anything will.
They are by nature observational platforms if they're a targeting system. So they observe.
They are not by nature observational.
I just defined it.
No. If nature, what all they do is just track anything that moves and tells you where it is.
That's an observation.
Everything is an observation then. My gun is an observation. It tracked where I fucking pointed it and shot it.
Right. Yes. So if you're targeting, you're observing. So the whole point, let's bring it back to the drones, the quadcopters.
I'll be back.
Is to observe. To observe.
I think it would behoove us to research the technology, the duo, and compare and see if it'll actually see what is what and make our decisions later.
Yeah, jump on eBay, jump on Amazon, man. You can find them real dirt cheap right now. Even used ones, barely any flight time on them. Check them out. They can help you out. So if they can help you out, that's going to be awesome because I would love to see the actual footage out there.
I don't know what you're talking about. Find them. Okay, yeah. Everybody go Google it on Amazon. See how cheap they are. They're pretty much
I don't know on
retail
Amazon,
price.
But yeah. Well, yeah, on Amazon they're going to be new. Yeah, eBay, whatever. You can find them. Yeah.
Yeah.
eBay, you can find them like like 1 or 2 flights, no crashes. You can find them cheaper. Yeah.
That's right, Chris Edwards. We're going to consult the spirit box.
There you go.
Well, I mean,
Go on,
I believe in going. It's just like his St. Croix fishing poles. I've been researching for 3 months. Penn, St. Croix, Oklahoma. And really narrowing it down to the best bang for the best buck, and what's going to perform versus the $1,500 fishing pole I found that was handmade that I'm not going to buy.
Sure.
So I say we just take a look at everything and see what fits the bill.
Yeah. Actually, I would love to see the footage out of it, whatever one we choose. I mean, the Parrot is actually cheaper, and he is right on that one. The Parrot is actually a cheaper deal, and it has a really good thermal camera on it. But if you ever fly over water, you're going to have issues.
Yeah.
Well, I don't look for Bigfoot in water.
Well, I don't know, dude. There's
not
a
really
lot
If you fly over water, it doesn't matter if it's a pond or if it's a river or anything like that. It has issues.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I will research that.
Yeah, we'll have to
Well, go
research
ahead
and
and
look into
research
it.
I mean, again, I don't.
I have.
You can come on over with us actually on my other channel, Canadian Drone Hub. You can come over on us and talk about it all day long, all time, all you want.
Sure.
You'll find out the same thing. They have huge issues flying over water.
Well, inside information is always good.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a technical issue. Maybe I'm not aware of. But I'm not balls
But
deep.
if you're tracking something as important as a Sasquatch, let's say, would you want to have to deal with a technical issue?
Well, no, that's like buying a $200 rifle. That's like buying a $200 rifle and going out and drawing down on the biggest deer of your life, and you're praying to God you hit it. I don't use a extremely expensive rifle. What I use does the damn job at 300 yards. No problem.
Well, I'm not worried about that technical issue. If I track a Sasquatch for 5 minutes and then it dives into water and my drone, does something weird, then I have 5 minutes.
If it runs across a river and you try to follow it and your sensors hit the freaking river, you ain't following that no more.
Does it just
convoluted, dude? Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something. It'll only change altitude to the depth of the lake or the river, correct? It'll adjust.
No, it fucks up the sensors and it sends it into a return to home thing and it tries to land right where the fuck it's at.
Oh,
It was the big problem with the Parrot.
Well, that's fine. Dude.
I got 2 friends that lost drones that way or whatever. They were out flying ships and they went out across water and they were flying it whatever. And when they got out on the water, the sensor, hit the water.
Again,
it tried to come down.
For Bigfoot in water.
Well, I can say.
Well, exactly, but it's the same deal. If you cross water at all, it's going to do the same thing.
Well, I can say the
sightings
water is water. Yeah, water is water. It doesn't matter if it runs across a stream or a pond. Water's water. It reflects the sensor. It's the sonar.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I can say I do know the places I track, and most of it's dry. Every once in a while there's a creek, but most of it's just dry. But my concern is under the canopy drones. All right, you're not talking about these nice clear trees that you see on the horizon where you have all this.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Down in Louisiana. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've blown mine through that the same way. Yep.
Yeah.
You can clearly see through the camera on your controller like what you're flying through, how high you are, everything.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it to just like tell you to like buy the DJI one, but.
Well, I have I watch flight test a lot, and they do a lot of DJI and them and Peter Schriepel. I watch him.
Yeah. I know him too. Yep.
And they all have high opinion on DJI, and I've personally flown an Autel, and it was very good too. So, to me, it's whatever tech and whatever platform it comes on there that we can do now that will work. From an engineering aspect, you understand that, you got your best, greatest world, aspirations over here, but you got what you got here, and you have to marry this and that to do what you got to do for the moment until you can get there. And so that's kind of my approach on it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Whatever gets the job done for you is actually the only important part. Really is.
But I couldn't go in with technology and get close to these things. Okay. They watch what's in your hands. They watch your hands. They watch your behavior. I strapped a knife on and went in with just a knife and was trying to get them to see me as just another being in the woods doing my own thing. And that's what I was doing in my area, gaining insight and having them come around me, and learning how they stay away from you, how fast they are, how great their eyesight are, how great the hearing is, how they hear you coming on a rock roll. You see all these, these shows with these Bigfooters, and they show up in a side-by-side or a truck, and they're roaring down this gravel road, and they pull up and go, shh, we're going to sneak them on Sasquatch. They already know you're there. They heard you coming 2 miles away,
Mm-hmm.
So your best thing is to get there, walk a mile in, get away from your vehicle and sit down for an hour or two, and then get up and start moving around,
Good advice.
Yeah. Chat wants to know if you're going to pull an 8-hour on Sunday there, Pat.
Come on, move my.
Maybe.
Go. Move.
I'm working on it. One of these Sundays, I'm working on it.
Move over.
Bird's eye Bigfoot. How about just a loincloth? Will that work for you?
Let me see.
Someone got rich like that? Tell me how.
It's how she got rich. Huh?
I don't know. Someone got rich being naked. I don't know. Tell me how.
You need to be nude, Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Look like a normal creature.
Hey, I just got out of porn a few years back, so I'm not going back into that, okay?
Swear I'd never go back. Now he just strips on the side.
Oh,
geez. That's a good one, Monster. I walked right into that one. So,
Sasquatch the Cowboy says everybody's got to believe in something, and I'm going to believe I have to have another beer.
We're going to have another beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I had a margarita last weekend. Watched I got to see a meteorite blow up over KCS Shreveport.
Murray, why are you putting your phone number in chat?
Yeah, I'm like, was that the margarita made me see there? What, But I'm leaving a fish fry, and I'm headed north. I'm headed north to my place, about 8 miles away, and KCS is right here on the left hand side. I'm headed north, and this shooting thing comes through, and it goes white hot in the very front, and it goes poof, and there's like a black puff of smoke, and it's just all going one direction. I'm like, wow. I get home, and on Facebook, Debbie Jones posts, there was a meteor seen over North Texas and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I saw it explode.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Validated.
That is awesome, actually.
First time.
Yep. What you should have done is went out and find some of the fragments that hit.
Yeah, well,
you're talking thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I had friends, or my sister's girlfriend. They were meteorite hunters. Her and her husband, and yeah, they.
I knew a guy forged.
If it's funny, it goes up if the meteor hit a house, price goes up. Serious.
Yeah, I believe that.
The dust cloud I saw come off of it couldn't have been more than the size of a marble, from what I saw. Maybe a little bigger. I mean, there was no big chunk left. The fireball actually extinguished as soon as it exploded, and there was just a bunch of particles going. Yeah. But I did know a guy that would forge knives out of meteorite iron.
Oh yeah. Lisa, the round table, if you're still in the chat watching, talking to people, I apologize. Good to see you, young lady. I just got a message on my YouTube deal that when I shared you out, she said she
I
came
just
here,
want to
said
give
hi.
a quick shout out to Cryptus Canada. Leslie, welcome. Good to see you again. And Murray, don't put your phone number in chat. Come on.
But it's been fun, guys. I got to be up at work at 4 a.m. So,
Patrick, thank you so much, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, my pleasure. And I hope,
Hey,
Mike,
Patrick.
you learned a little bit from.
I did
from
actually, yeah, I did.
I did.
And actually, I'm looking forward to some stuff coming out. If you get yourself a thermal drone and stuff, see what you can do.
All right, thank you, Mike. It was nice meeting you.
On, man.
And Pat, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Talk to you later. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Later, man.
Thanks, Patrick. No, dude, that's good. I'm glad that maybe you did. Your eyes got a little open tonight.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
But you said you've been watching. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been watching quite a while, but it still is. It's I don't know. Yeah. It's a different deal for me, I guess. But
trust me, I know.
I don't know so much if it's like being more skeptical or the way I was raised, but
yeah, it's a tough thing, man. Like I can tell you, man, I'm a skeptic naturally in life, and the Bigfoot thing fascinated me, and I dove into it, and I was like, "There's something to this. There's something to this." I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I said it. I listened to all these stories, and I was like, "There's something to this. There's not. It's, dude. If I listen to 3,000 stories, they all can't be lying. If one person's telling the truth, it exists.
Or if all 3,000 are lying, there's something to that too. Is what I would say. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a sucker.
Like that's weird, Why? What's up with this cult of liars?
There is something to it, dude.
There is.
So it's it's just something to think about, Mike. When you're out there, you might not.
I am out there every day. So
yeah,
every day.
Yeah. I don't know how much, I don't know what the ratio of like sightings is up in your area up there, North Dakota, you said?
Like one in 150 years.
Yeah. So
it's probably more
than that. Only one, the Ellendale one that he mentioned is the only one I know of.
Yeah.
And I guess,
and it's probably also because we are so wide open and flat. There's.
Oh yeah, I mean you would never catch them in that terrain.
Not unless they're running and ducking through corn. But
I would never say never on that.
Yeah, never say never. I agree, but they're typically seen in thick, wet, forested areas.
No,
that's where they're seen.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
Really, because my roommate saw one in the Arizona desert. So
yeah, I mean, I just say like for the most part, like anomalies aside,
they're not anomalies, dude. It's their environment. It's wherever they're at. That's their environment. Southwest is dry and hot. The Pacific Northwest is treed and some rainforest type situations. It depends on where they're at. Down here, different down here in Florida.
To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense that they could like be unseen.
But then you're talking about an evolutionary,
area,
Yeah, but then you're talking about an evolutionary change in the same animal. Like an animal that survives up here where I'm at year round, it's not going to survive in that Southwest Arizona climate where your roommate's in.
Why not?
It'll die. It'll die of heat.
I could. Why?
Why? All that fur and everything. It'll die of that heat.
If it's a primate like us, it'll
talking about a hominid.
Whatever. I'm just saying it's not a fish.
No. Well, yeah, okay. So I'll take a cow from me right now and send it to you in Arizona, and it'll die
Why?
because the heat and the humidity will actually kill it.
There's no
It doesn't
humidity in
have time.
Arizona.
There's
It
no
doesn't have
humidity
time
there.
to acclimate to it. Yep.
There's a lot of heat, but not much humidity.
Yep.
I
It
just
doesn't
think,
have time to acclimate to
they
it.
do act, like, I just think it's where they're at. Wherever,
But
they
you're
acclimate.
still exactly, yeah. But when you say that it's part of where they're at, that's part of evolution.
Well, it's where they're I don't think they're evolving in that way. I just think
It doesn't mean that they have to evolve like intelligently, but they still have to evolve into to live in these different areas. It's still an evolutionary
I think
part.
it's more of an acclimation than evolution.
Yeah. I mean, we did.
You can't take a polar bear and put it in Arizona, right?
Yeah, you can.
You probably could.
You can. Yes.
It's not.
Yeah, there are polar bears at freaking zoos, dude, all throughout the South, and they live in the open climate of the zoo. They don't live in indoor.
Yeah, but the zoo makes climates for that bear.
Not in the outdoors. They don't. Polar bears thrive in the heat.
It's a bear.
It's a bear.
It's a bear. It's the world's largest bear that's white and loves cold.
No, it could.
Chev says, "Look at the mule deer. They are all over North America, but the changes are very noticeable." I don't know what changes.
I say the bottom line is this: is that we don't even know what we're dealing with, so we're going off the rails on something we don't even know what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a chasing the tail argument. You know, it's circular.
So here's a little story for you, Mike. My ex roommate, when I was in Arizona, when I had to move in.
Quick Google search. There's no polar bears in any Arizona zoos.
I have no idea.
It died. There was one, and it died, and they didn't do it again.
I'll take your word for it.
I mean, again, we know about polar bears, so that's fine.
My roommate was when he moved in, I found out that he'd been a squatcher for 10 years. He's been looking for these things, or he believed in them, or whatever. I moved to Florida, and he calls me up one night. It's like 2:00 in the morning his time, and he's kind of all freaking out, and he's like, "Dude, I saw one." I said, "Saw what?" He goes, "I saw two of them." I said, "Wait, Bigfoot?" He said, "Yeah." And he told me how he was fishing 8 miles downstream from this dam, and he saw these two, what he thought were people, walking down a hill. And he thought they were hunters at first because it looked like he thought they were wearing ghillie suits. And he was with his buddy. They were fishing on this river. So thinking they're hunters, he yelled out, "Hey, we're fishing down here," and they still walked. And then they got to a certain distance from him, and he realized what he was looking at. And one of them was big and one was small. The bigger one pushed the little one behind it and squatted down and sat there until it got dark. But when he did see it while he was looking at it, he realized that what he was looking at was a female Sasquatch. And what convinced him, and what he kept saying to me, is like, "Dude, it had tits. It had tits." I'm like, "You mean breasts?" Just the way he was saying it. He was like, "Yeah." And he goes, that convinced him of what he saw. But then he's like, this is what kind of, he believed in these things for 10 years, but the question was, how are they just walking around out here? I'm like, that's what they do, man. He didn't, despite the fact that he believed in them, when he finally saw it, it was like, he didn't believe it. He believed it, but
Well, yeah, but even if he believed in it, but how they didn't get recorded or whatever, and then he sees one doing exactly what you said. How does he not pull his phone out, get video, do something?
He was fishing, and he didn't even have his phone with him. He didn't contact me until like the next day when he finally got back to his truck. Like he saw it and even camped out that night. His buddy split. It wasn't. I guess he had to leave for something, but yeah, he didn't have his camera with him. He was out there fishing. And he has no reason to lie to me. He called me up at 2:00 in the morning his time. He wasn't drinking. He wasn't. He was sincere, and you could hear it in his voice. It was only I was the first person he talked to after seeing it.
No, and I understand that part fair enough. Yeah.
I'm not sitting here trying to convince you, but there is something.
No, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that too. Yeah, there's probably something people are seeing.
There is something people are seeing.
Yeah, it's not really probably.
Yeah.
Well, you have to do a probability because
sure, as a skeptic.
Yeah, sure, they could be hallucinating or lying again. I mean,
bunch of liars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those three things.
No, everything has a probability. It doesn't matter what you actually talk about, how Earth began, anything. Everything has a probability, but.
So, but Canada says there was about 10 people who witnessed a Bigfoot walking down the middle of a river in Cincinnati, I believe 5 years ago, and there are pics. Like to see those pics.
That would be a big sighting. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah,
I've never heard of 10 people seeing
Cryptid Canada. I don't know if you guys listen at all. She has a great channel. She narrates just like Buckeye Bigfoot or Bigfoot Case Files or any of them, Dixie Cryptid. She's a narrator, so people send in firsthand accounts to her. So she gets stories sent to her. I don't.
Thank you, Splotcher Cowboy. I'll try to show up more often.
Yeah, man.
Splotcher Cowboy said I should be more on these Bigfoot shows.
And she just said, Cryptoscanna says, Leslie said, I've seen one and I'm not lying. And I know you have stories to tell about that, Leslie. So I really love to have you come on one of these nights, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever. I mean, because I do put the link in chat so anybody can pop on. But when you have time, if you want to come on and tell us about it, that would be awesome. I'd love to hear it. Who else is here? Knowers are sick of being... Yeah.
Yeah, Cryptid, where are those pictures?
Seven Pearl says, Knowers are sick of not being believed. Well, unfortunately...
I'm not so much up here saying that I'm not going to believe what you say. I'm so much up here as a skeptic being like, prove what you say.
Oh, and most people aren't that way, dude.
It's hard to do. That's the frustration. They would love to prove it. They would love to prove it. There's plenty of people who have ran into this phenomena, and is how I frame it. It's a phenomena, and they would love to prove it. It's not easy to do. So there's the frustration, man.
Cryptid Canada. Mike is in North Dakota. Yeah. See, I want to see one. I don't want to prove it to anybody. I want to prove it to myself. People think,
and see, that's a whole different story. Like, prove anything to yourself that you want, but until you come up with a legal proof, show me this unaltered film, anything. I don't care. You taking a selfie by one. I don't give a shit. Show me something.
No, and everybody's been saying that for years, dude. Because
50 plus years now. Yeah,
we've got a lot of blob squatches out there, and there's some good photographs out there, but it's just a matter of getting people to believe them. There's
I
people
can
that
show
are
you
holding on to
footage.
photographs that they will never show that are definitive evidence, I'm sure. But people
I'm
hold
not
on to their shit so they're not ridiculed and they're not made fun of. It's
Yeah,
you
and
would
that
think,
part I understand too. But
yeah, you would think, you got this great shot, you'd share it with the world, but people are
I
like,
would.
I would too.
I would be
In a
like,
heartbeat.
boom,
Yeah,
like
in a heartbeat.
yeah. But I mean, I could show you footage of a Sasquatch, dude. Just go watch the PG film. Behold, a Sasquatch.
No, I get that. I want to see it firsthand
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know you do. I know you do, Moggs.
in person.
Like, yeah, I know. I know. I get that.
I can make a film of the Sasquatch that far in 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do it.
With the
I challenge
technology
you to
these days
do
and
it.
everything else.
What,
I just turned one of my best friends into a female Sasquatch. What do you
what's
mean?
your fucking channel again? I'll be waiting. I will sub.
It's
I'm
the
gonna go
same as
sub
my
right now.
name.
WTF Mike. That's
Yeah.
his channel.
The same as my name. I just turned a female friend of mine into a female Sasquatch.
I want to see
Dancing
that
around in
footage.
the woods.
Bring it. Show me
You
it.
It's on my channel.
I'm gonna
I
look
actually
up.
think I posted that up. It's all you got to have is the right app, or application, everything else. You can do that right on your phone.
In 1967.
Mm.
Yeah, but did you realize how that footage looked in 1967?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
do.
you
I do
can't tell
realize.
me that can't be a person in a suit or anything else. It's too grainy.
It's not too grainy. It's been stabilized.
And
Yeah.
digitalized and
Oh yeah. From
Sodomized
original
and-
film in 1967. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
No,
you're right.
no, not
we can
digital
clear that.
film.
We can just clear that right up.
That doesn't mean that what you're seeing, the subject you're seeing, is the subject you're seeing in the film. So, yeah.
Exactly what I just said. It doesn't mean that the subject that we think we're seeing is what we're actually seeing.
in 53 years, no one has proved it wrong. No one's debunked it.
Yeah, but in 53
True.
years, nobody's proved it right either.
Well, we don't have a time machine.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, Mike. There's a living eyewitness who was there. There were tracks cast from the subject walking, not just by the people who were there, but several days later, other people showed up and tracked those casts as well. And
But we can
So
take
on
that
and so
same
forth.
number that you're trying to give. We can take that same number you're trying to give. Is like there's a certain amount of people that showed up, but there's 8 billion other people in this world
so what?
that didn't see it.
They have now.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, through the
You
filming
showed
of
it, you
it.
tried to show them something that was you think was it, but it wasn't it.
Okay, but
If it was it, it would be in
diverging from what I
science
just
magazines
said.
and everything. No, if it was it, if you could prove it was it would be in science magazines, newspapers, TV shows everywhere.
No, you're right. I can't prove it was it. You're right. I can't prove. But
it's funny
The
because
same way I can't
can-
prove it wasn't it is the same reason you can't prove it was it.
I offer it as evidence.
It's the Schrodinger's cat kind of situation.
The what? I'm sorry.
Schrodinger's cat.
I'm not familiar.
Schrodinger's cat. The famous scientist. The cat's neither alive nor dead when it's inside the box. Schrodinger's cat. You don't know it.
I don't
Really?
actually know what that is. It's not ringing a bell. I'm sorry.
All right.
I don't know everything in the world. I wish I did.
yeah, that would be boring.
Yeah. So
I like mystery.
whatever that mods, maybe you could handle that. I don't know how to
But-
compare those two things.
Schrodinger's cat's literally what it is. Like you can neither tell the cat is alive or dead until you open the box. There's a cat inside the box. You can neither tell it's alive nor dead until you open the box.
That makes no
The
sense
cat-
to me for this film.
The cat continuously feels like it's alive to you as long as you don't ever open that box. It's the same thing with your Sasquatch. Like so many people have,
My Sasquatch?
confirmed they'd seen it, But until you actually physically open the box and see it yourself, you don't know. Just to make the connection for you.
It's an interesting analogy.
It's well, I trust your judgment, Moggs, but it's not clicking with me at all. It sounds convoluted.
Just look up Schrodinger's cat. You'll see. You'll understand what I mean.
I could just look up all kinds of things.
It's a philosophical. It's just a philosophical thing.
Right. Well, the PG film isn't.
It just proves whether the cat's alive or dead while it's in the box. Can you prove it's dead without opening the box? No. Can you prove it's alive without opening the box? No. The cat's fucking infinite until you open the box.
Okay, well, the PG film isn't anything like that. It was a film taken by two people out in the woods.
You don't have to explain it like that, Pat. He gets it. It's just it's a philosophical way of looking at it. It's
I get that. So it's too heady above what actually happened. Like, is there a philosophical way of standing in front of a fucking train? Perhaps we could come up with one.
Let's just look at it another way. How about that? Is there a philosophical way that could have been filmed in some other way in 1967?
No, is there an actual way it could have been filmed as a hoax in 1967? Not philosophically, actual.
Well, sure. Let's go with your way. Is there an actual way that could have been
reality
filmed
is
in
my way?
1967?
Yeah, reality is my way. By the way, not everything in this world is philosophical. Right?
As far as you know.
Go stand in front of a train and see how fucking philosophical that is for you. Do it. Is that philosophy or is it reality?
We're getting off topic and we're getting a little sideways here.
Semantics, right?
Let's reel this back.
You can argue that whole deal we were just going through for hours and days. But either way,
but I don't want to.
Could it have been faked?
Could have. But nobody's proven it.
Nobody's even.
Has anybody proven it? Has anybody proven it real?
Well,
no. There's no way to prove it real. There is a way to debunk it. There would be ways to debunk it. It's never been debunked.
Seven Pearl says, "Do you have any idea how many of us knowers would like to pretend we didn't see one? It's life-changing."
Yeah, and that part, I understand. And I understand that thing. You seen something, you didn't know what it was, it changed your life. And I get that part. And I don't think you do, he says from the background.
Don't worry about it.
Love you, Pat.
We're almost out of time here in a couple of minutes.
No, this was good fun tonight. I'm glad appreciated this.
I'm glad, absolutely glad you came on.
No, I highly appreciated this. This was a lot of fun, actually. I enjoyed it.
Good, and I like I said, I hope you learned something tonight.
I did actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good meeting you, Mike. You're a cool dude, man. It was. I'm all for open discourse, man. No hard feelings here, bro.
If anybody in chat has questions, now's the time. There's only a couple of minutes left. He blocked me. Barb Sandy. I've asked a question to Carrie, prove it, and he blocked me. What else? Sherry Holiday, welcome. New name. Haven't seen you around. Bird's Eye Bigfoot. What's going on? Sorry, guys.
Rastalocks. Yep, Rastalocks. You have a good evening. Good to see you.
And what does need more skeptics? See, quick witties need more skeptics like Mike. See, when I was a skeptic before I started listening to some things, and it just something inside me woke up, and I was like, well, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah. And see, I have an applied science major, so Yeah, it applies to everything I kind of see, do. If Mike
Patrick
sees one
Vaughn says,
tomorrow, would he tell us, or how would he explain it? If I seen one
who would
tomorrow,
he tell? How would he explain? Okay.
if I seen one tomorrow, I would actually message this motherfucker that owns the channel, and I would tell all of you guys. I would actually make that completely public,
Motherfucker.
and I would try to actually bring the most proof I can to show that I've seen it. Whether it's my cell phone footage, whether it's
Good luck.
where it was,
And that's what everybody else is trying to do, and,
Yep.
and
Good luck.
But that's if I seen one tomorrow. I mean, I've been alive 40 years, roaming all this country up here, and never seen. I've been in Oregon. I've been in every state in the union. Yep, I've been in every state of the union. No luck.
I've never seen one either, Mike. But
I haven't either.
They're around. I know that.
Yep. And I would love to say like the majority of people that I know have never seen one, not including these guys, but they just proved that they've never seen one either. So numbers are on my side.
For what? Numbers are on your side for what?
That it don't exist. Have you seen one? You've been looking for one your whole life.
Who, me?
Mongolians never seen one.
No,
I've never seen one. You've never seen one.
No, I just got into this, dude.
Yeah,
I've been interested in this for about 3 years.
I've only met my first guy actually tonight, thanks to you, that has actually seen one, dealt with it, knows what it smelled like, how it felt, and that was amazing. And I appreciate.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm thrilled that you got to meet Patrick.
And that's the part that actually opened my mind a little bit. And I'm not saying what he's seen is what he thinks it is, but.
Well, there's 10,000 more standing behind him.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, but there's another 1.9 billion in the U.S. that didn't never seen it.
Go listen to Cryptids Canada. Go listen to some of the stories on her show. And they're just firsthand accounts, and you'll get a different idea of, what people go through.
And I've actually done that. I've actually listened to the people. I've watched a lot of these people in the chat. I've watched a lot of their stuff.
Right on. Good.
I've gone and checked it out and everything else. I've listened to a lot of it. I didn't come up here unarmed.
Dude, I'm glad that something as stupid as the name of my show, WTF, brought you here.
I know. That's so crazy, dude. Yeah. That's nuts.
Yeah, every time you put that in there, I get a little tag notification that it's weird. I don't know, but
that is really cool. And yeah, that's what I saw that earlier. I saw you guys explain that. I was like, really? That's weird, man.
Nope. Every time he goes live, I get a notification. Even when I wasn't subscribed, I'm like, who? What? And I came here the first time, like, what is this?
Yeah.
And he actually answered me. He's like, I seen your channel once. He's like, I wondered. Yeah, every time he goes live, when he used the WTF, I get a notification.
So Cryptic Canada said, thank you, Mike, I could tell you some crazy stuff.
So there you go. I'm going to have to go to Cryptic Canada and check that out. And I will.
They're just first-hand accounts, man. You'll
invite
hear
Mike to Squatch Talk. What is Squatch Talk?
That's me. That's my
Squatch Talk, Patrick. Oh, okay.
Me. Right by my name.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, I seen it actually earlier. I just didn't put the two together.
Well, it's that time, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Mogs.
My pleasure, Pat. I'll see you around.
Yep. Yeah, but
everybody in the chat, this was actually amazing. I had a great time.
And Mike, you're welcome on my channel anytime, bro.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna check you out right after here.
All right.
See what the squad talks about. See what I can form out of it.
All right, Pat. I'm gonna put you backstage.
Yeah, man. Thanks, Moggs. I appreciate it, man.
You can throw
Mike,
me
thank
down
you
if you
so
want.
much, man. And I'm thrilled that you came on
Oh yeah,
tonight.
no, this was an amazing time. I enjoyed every one of you guys. I enjoyed you. I enjoyed the guest. I enjoyed the conversations, the discussions, the arguments, everything. Everybody in the chat, appreciate you guys all. Thank you so much, man. I
My
appreciate you.
pleasure. All right, man. I appreciate you too. Take care. Have a great night.
See you guys.
Well, guys, that turned into a interesting show. I think that was really good. Thank everybody. Oh, absolutely, Leslie. I will. I think your email is in chat. It's in your link description. I think I'll find it. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. And Bobby, thank you. Patrick, Pat, Mike. I'm glad that we could open Mike's eyes a little bit, hopefully, and just turn him on to something different. Yeah. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. I'll be back with Iron Dogger. If you guys enjoyed the show, please hit that like button. If you're new, I saw some new faces in there. Subscribe and share and leave some comments. I love reading the comments. It makes my day, to see those little notifications. You got a comment. So, all right, guys, you have an amazing night. Thank you to everybody in chat, my mods. And again, Leslie, thank you for stopping in. I will be in touch with you. All right, guys. I'll see you Tuesday. Peace and God bless.